Hey guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. So just taking a quick peek here at the back 40 greenhouse. So the tomatoes are just starting to put on some flowers. We have a ton of really great sized strawberries in here. That we'll have to pick today. Guess what? We have another thunderstorm coming in. Unbelievable. Strawberries. Look at all the strawberries down the row here. This is crazy. We haven't eaten strawberries after strawberries after strawberries, so I'll have to do something with this. Like maybe we'll make some ice cream or something with it. Oh, look at the size of these strawberries. Wow. Okay, so I'll be picking some of those. Just wanted to kind of give you an update to show you what's going on back here. In the next row over here, we've got our beans, which are just starting to put on their flowers. What I did was I would plant beans, and then a few weeks later I'd plant more so that we'd kind of have a succession of beans over the summer. There's our peas doing well in the back. So as you can see here in this bed, our potatoes have started to flower. So it's not all great, and I'll tell you why. Potatoes are starting to get cranky because there's a little bit too much moisture. These are purple potatoes that I have planted, and as you can see, they've got, they're starting to get a little bit of spot. They're not happy. They've flowered. I will get some, but they aren't actually enjoying all the rain that we're getting. And I have to start watching out for mold and all kinds of stuff now on the plants because there's just too much moisture going on. This is a white set of potatoes. They're fine. They seem to be holding out really healthy. Couple of yellowed leaves, but nothing major. So they've flowered. And then over here in this bed, we sort of some miscellaneous bed. We've got lettuce. I've got some cherry tomatoes. I'm waiting for my rhubarb here to finally finish putting on seed and dry out. But if it keeps raining, it's not going to dry out. But you can see just from one stalk how many seeds you actually get from, one of these guys. Is just crazy. So there can be thousands of seed just on one stalk. And we have more cherry tomatoes, and the rhubarb, the other two plants that I picked off of are winding down, so that's good. And then way back here, it's a work in progress back here, but the plants seem to be happy. Our pumpkin is doing amazing. We've got some flowers kicking out here. And a little bit of potatoes in the back, so those are doing good. And then over here, way back, I gotta turn around and go back, is our other bed of potatoes. Now, I was coming through here actually for maybe 2 or 3 days and picking off caterpillars. They seem to sort of be on the potatoes, but you can see here, they were taking little chomps out of my potatoes, but I've been coming here and sort of squishing them and taking them off the potatoes. So far, so good. We've got a little bit of holes, but at least they're flowering now. We're starting to see some flowers. So we'll be picking potatoes before you know it out of here. And then this guy here is sort of my miscellaneous tomato bed. So we've got some Amish paste, we've got some beef steaks, we've got more strawberries, but these ones haven't really done anything yet except throw their runners. Got a beef steak in the middle here. So far so good. Lots of flowering happening. The front garden is just going crazy. So all in all, even with, oh, look at these pea flowers. This is awesome. Look at that color. This is the only pink one I have. With the rain, a lot of it has had some issues, like I said. But for the most part, and being back here, what I've been doing because of the rain and because it's closer to the woods, I've been running from the mosquitoes because the mosquitoes are thick this year. But everything's going really well up here. The parsnips are loving it. Look how big the parsnips are. Got to come back and I've got to thin out the carrots. But the carrots are loving the rain. The temperatures are really strange this year. They're ranging from, 44 at night, and I'm talking Fahrenheit, all the way sometimes up into the 90s. So we're preparing now for these thunderstorms, but in between all that, we're going to get heat into the 90s. So the back garden is doing well. I'm going to give it some water, and then we're going to go visit the front garden. But so far, so good. So the only ones that are really struggling here, like I said, are the purple potatoes. And I got coyotes in the back, if you can hear. Ooh, I got a couple of them. Well, it's about time for me to water and hop on up to the front. I don't want to meet any coyotes back here. Let me just get this done. Okay, making it all the way up to the front garden here. Let's see what's going on. Look how tall the dill got. It's right over my door now. So just taking a quick sweep through, guys, you can see that the garden here, besides needing a good weed whacking, is doing okay. I've taken out some plants here. What was here? I can't remember. I'll have to look back over the videos. Oh, it was the spinach. That's right. So it's July, so I have replanted now beans so that we can have a fourth or fifth crop of beans, and I've triple row planted them. So you've got one row here, and one row here. All of the peppers, they all have flowers on them, so they're doing really good. This set of beans over here, this is ready to, it's flowered, so you can see it's starting to make beans already. We've got beans here that are climbing my cattle panel, so this is good. Probably can't see, but they are starting to do their thing. I've let the broccoli go to flower, guys, just because the pollinators like it and it brings them into the garden, and plus the flowers are pretty, so I've kind of left it there for them to sort of do with what they need. This is my flax. So as you can see with flax, some of the flowers have already fallen off, and you'll get pods like this. So this is what you're looking for flax. So now I'm just going to wait for it to dry out and scoop out the flax, and we're good to go. My calendula is doing amazing. Really pretty. Nice bright orange. Kind of makes your day when you walk through the garden. Makes good tea too. Now, like I was saying, we are having our own problems here in the garden. If you take a look over here, I have not fertilized this bed at all. This bed is what it is. Blackberries seem to be happy with it. They're growing, they're doing great. I've got hascaps over at the end, they're doing great. But when it gets really sunny and hot after the rains, this is what my blueberries are doing. They're frying. There is no fertilizer in this bed. So I'm getting some of the same symptoms as people with no rain, even though I have a lot of rain, is my blueberries are frying. Inside the greenhouse, the blueberries are fine. There's no signs of that at all. So this is some kind of symptomatic thing that's happening to a lot of us outside this year. And I believe it's from the intensity of the sun. Here's my peas in the back. Doing marvelous. It's still cool enough at night that they're happy. So they're doing really well. Guys, this is my chickpeas. chickpeas at the bottom. These are chickpeas. All those beautiful purple flowers. There's one purple flower that kind of looked like this on one of my videos. Those are chickpea flowers. So I'm just waiting for them to sort of dry out and do their thing with the chickpeas. We'll see if I get any at all with the weather. I'm not sure. Got some pole beans that are doing their thing. They're probably going to go right past this pole that I put here, but they've started to flower. We have a lot of things jammed in this bed. We've got, funny enough, the cabbages are doing well considering the damage. The inside is doing okay. I'm running from mosquitoes this morning. It's crazy. Bush beans in the back. And of course, way down in here, the beets are doing fabulous. You can't really see that, but I have a big row of beets here. Sweetgrass, loves it out here, and it gives such a vanilla scent when you're walking through the garden. It's amazing. Strawberry spinach. So now it's starting to, you see here, it's starting to turn color. So you can eat these berries, put these in your salad, and then you can also take the leaves off this and put it in your salad as well. Okay, and then here we are with my lettuce bed, my bean bed, my carrots, and my mini corn. And there's some beans twisted in here somewhere. Here we go. So all of this bed is kind of relying on each other to stay up. So I came down here yesterday and took some lettuce. We've been having salads. Took some onions. The lettuce is just doing amazing. Still holding up, even with all the, you know, the on and off heat and the on and off cold, but it still tastes good. It hasn't gone bitter, so we've been picking it and having many, many, many salads. And then over here, we've got my black barley. So this is hulless. So there's nothing really to picking this and really just taking off the barley, which is great. So I'm excited about that. More beans, and of course my onions that I said I was really loving, just letting go to the flower. So that was in my video the last time. And here we go with the strawberries, guys. More strawberries in here that I have to pick. Oh, look at this. There's more down here. Good grief. Look at this. It's amazing. So we're going to come in here and pick some of that later. Now, one of the things that was one of my favorites that I planted was a crimson romaine that's just starting to sort of stand up. You can see it's starting to bunch itself together, but it's a organic crimson romaine, and so I thought we'd try it out and see what we think of it. But with the rain comes evidence of caterpillars. So here we go. I've got to start looking for that. Look at the size of the dill. Planted a couple of little corn, big corn, to see how they would do. That's really just for fun, to see if they would come out, but they're starting to do something, so we'll see. This was more just an experiment for me. I really have no patience for corn, but we'll see how it works out. Carrots are doing good. We've got some leeks and our onions, and of course the peas in the back here. Lots of peas going on this year. Now I realize a lot of people, you know, are done with peas for the year, but because the weather has been getting so chilly at night, we're still able to actually grow ours, no problem. So we've actually got quite a bit of peas here. And more my Eastern European tomatoes. And sunflowers. I have sunflowers everywhere. I'll show you what's going on the inside of the dome too. You get the tour, but I don't actually stop and show you what's happening on the inside. So let's go take a peek. So I'm going to start from right to left and take you all the way around. We won't make it too long. I just wanted to kind of show you what's going on. But guys, I've got potatoes in here flowering. Now remember, those were the commercial ones that were, you know, starting to sprout in the drawer that I had. And I said, hey, please plant these and see if they work out for you. And so far, so good. So we're going to dig those up in a little bit and see if they've given me any new potatoes. Underneath here, we have a speckled Roma tomato that we're growing. Isn't that beautiful? Lots of cucumbers. Tons and tons of cucumbers. What I've done is I've just wrapped them pretty much around one of the strings that I have from the ceiling so that I can save myself some space. Blackberries. In here, look at this. Look at all the cherry tomatoes. Isn't that awesome? Just waiting for these puppies to redden up. I can't wait. Oh, there's some on the other side. I swear, in a week, things happen so fast. So these are what's called a red ruby cherry tomato. And these guys here, like I said, get almost like the color of a jewel. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And then down in here, this is soy. So I've planted some soy. I'm going to dry it out. I'm going to keep the seed. One more speckled Roma tomato here. It's just starting to put on tomatoes. And then here we have a cantaloupe. So what I've done is I've just attached it. I've got another arch here, so I'm going to be growing my cantaloupes just up the arch and over into the other bed. And there's another cantaloupe plant over there that's going to meet it. Swinging on over here, we've got a ton of red peppers, just red sweet bell peppers that I've got growing. I've also got very tall hot peppers that are growing too. We have Macedonian hot peppers that have taken flight here. They're loving this side of the greenhouse. And then I've got my mini bell peppers. Let's see if I can get down in here before the sun takes away everything. These are mini. They're probably only going to be about this big, so they're going to be snack peppers. They'll turn red. We've got some underneath here too. We've got these are our Macedonian hot peppers, so they are just starting to put on. Here is our lunchbox peppers. I mean, the pepper plants are just starting to take off. But here is all of the little snack peppers. So these are going to turn red. So these will just be a mini red sweet pepper. They're just snacks. We'll probably eat them fresh. These are another one of the sweet bell peppers that we have growing. And if we kick it back to the tomatoes, guys, here we've got beefsteaks. We've got, these are our blueberry cherry tomatoes in there. And as a matter of fact, got the cherry tomatoes putting on. This is a black tomato. So you can see that they're starting to just finally put some weight on. They've been looking like a cherry tomato for a while, but they don't get very big. But they're supposed to be really tasty. And in here, we have a Hungarian tomato. So let's see how that one turns out. Look at the shapes of these ones. So we've got some really cool, we've got some really cool tomatoes this year. Moving right on down the line. Just keeps going, So in here, I put a few of our Eastern European tomatoes. So they're finally just starting to get their flowers. These ones I haven't fully committed to putting in the ground yet. Oh, the old reliable celebrities. More cucumbers, which seem to be doing better in the ground than they are, you know, up in the bags. Even though they're giving us a little bit of cucumbers here and there, they just seem to be better in the ground. Brandy wines. I mean, we're going to be in trouble in a few weeks, guys, with all these tomatoes. Look at this. And these are, oh my goodness, this is like a tree. These are another form of brandy wines that I have. I don't even know if I can get this all on camera. Let me just step back on this side. This is like a tree, and as you can tell, it's actually climbed just as high as the cucumber bag that I have up there. But it is flowering. It's finally starting to put on some flowers here. Where'd it go? Oh, here they are. So we're getting flowers. Oh, and I even see a little tomato today, right here. Those are brandy wines as well. Huge, huge plant. Next to it, I have what's called a Raider cucumber. So these are cucumbers that don't need pollination. And all of the flowers on this plant are female. So every single flower will give you a cucumber. So I wanted to do that just to sort of guarantee the success in case the pollinators didn't get to the other ones, so that I could have a stack of cucumbers that we could snack on. Down below that, we have Italian peppers, which have taken off. These are called Holy Italians. And I just want to say thank you to the Experimental Food Network for sending those to us. These are Italian peppers specifically bred to be sweet and big. So we managed to obtain some of the seed from them. So we're just testing them out to see how they grow in the greenhouse. They're probably going to be pretty good, I think. They seem to be really happy in here, and they're already putting flowers on. Oh, here's some flowers. So we'll see how that goes. These are my purple snacking peppers. Moving right on down the line. So my fava beans aren't really a fan of the greenhouse. My fava beans are giving me some, you know, they're giving me some beans, but not necessarily, you know, anything spectacular. And as a matter of fact, they probably should be pulled out because they're not really doing all that great in the greenhouse. They just don't like it. And I was just curious to see how big the seed is in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Pretty big seeds. And I forgot to show you, but over in here too, I'm growing sesame seed. And over in this one, I am growing cumin, black cumin. So the flowers have already fallen off of these ones. So what I'm doing is I'm just waiting for the pods to dry out. Once the pods are dry, you crack them, and that's where you take the seed from. So just waiting for that to finish, and then save the seed and replant for next year and sort of accumulate my own black cumin. So guys, we hope you enjoyed the tour today. We are still here after that magnificently big storm that sort of rolled through here yesterday. If you have any questions, please pop them below. A thumbs up to the video because it really helps it get out into the algorithm to show people what it's like to grow in a greenhouse. Please send me an email if you'd like to at notarealfarm@yahoo.com, and see you soon.